NFL Week 5 is upon us. $14,000 profited last week. Our biggest plays all hit. We had the Titans plus 2.5, destroyed the Bengals. That wasn't even close. Seems like Joe Burrow got paid and is folding and is running with that money because this guy's nowhere to be found. And we also got the Cowboys -6 against the Patriots. Mac Jones, buddy, it seems like your career is over, bro. You better step it up this week or else you're going to get benched and shut down. We'll find out about these games today in a bit. I'm going to give you guys what might be the biggest play of the season so far, but I love this play this week. It's a big winner. It's like the Titans last week. I expect a big winner. Won't be close. I hope you guys catch on to the full episode to get that play and cash with us. Before I do start diving into the plays, let's give a big shout out and hello to the loser Dolphin fan, Salim. What's up, buddy?
What's up, bro? Here, still recovering from that loss, man. I thought we were going to do way better, man. But I just want to say something, right? Everybody tuning in, the 2 plays you said for free. Those things are in our podcast, man. So make sure you're tuning in. This is free money you're giving out.
I appreciate that, man. It is free money. I'm the type of dude that puts my money where my mouth is. I bet every single play. I show my tickets. And I don't bet lightly. If you don't follow my page at AF Sports with double S at the end, go do it. I take plays for 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, post my tickets just to show you guys what I'm about. I'm big on discipline too. I'm big on not taking every play. I'm big on rules and systems. I have a process behind my investment strategy, you can call, and it's been working for the past 7 years. If you want to learn more on that, go ahead and DM me ready or DM me that you watched this episode and I'll teach you guys and show you guys how I've done this and help you guys win. That's what I've been doing with over 5,000 clients over the last 7 years and I continue to do so. Now, with that said, guys, let's dive deep into these games. We got big winners, we got money to make, and that's what you guys are here for. I'm going to touch on a couple games, and in between that, I'll throw in my biggest play of the week and potentially the biggest play of the NFL season. So you guys know why you guys are listening to this and why you guys are going to catch on for my biggest play. It's because it holds an 83% win rate over the last 7 years. Think about that. 8 out of 10 times it hits. Nothing's 100%, but 8 out of 10 is pretty damn close to that. Tune into this and listen closely because it'll be thrown in between that. So to start off, I'm going to touch on the shittiest fucking game because these two teams suck, but I want to touch on this game because I find it valuable. I know you guys are going to be like, damn, you're taking that team again, but let's start off. Patriots Saints. What do you think about that game, Salim, before I start with my analysis and give the crowd my pick on this one?
I think it's 2 shitty-ass quarterbacks going head-to-head. Patriots -1.5 here. I'd probably take Patriots money line if I put my money there. I don't like the Saints. I just think they're a shittier team. So what do you think?
So it's a shitty game. It's a shitty game. It's not the game that I'm gonna play per se, but if you're making a parlay, I would put the Patriots in this game. It's not a contrarian pick. Most people are probably going to be on the Patriots. We'll see. It depends on who the quarterback is going to be. It seems like it's going to be Mac Jones. Bill O'Brien came out praising him a day ago after an uncertain week of who was going to be the quarterback this week against the Saints. But it seems like it's going to be Mac Jones. Pressure's on for Mac Jones, man. He's played like shit. He's arguably lost every single game for them. When we took him week 1 against the Eagles, he lost that game for them. He had a bunch of turnovers the first quarter, a fumble, an interception, you name it. He's been doing that a lot, right? So pressure's on for him. I think he's going to feel it. Will he fold or will he rise to it? I think he rises to it against a shitty Saints team. A Saints team that's struggling with their quarterbacks too. You guys saw it last week. They put Jameis Winston in after Derek Carr just sucked. Jameis Winston came in and threw a pick right away. Patriots are going to smell that, eat that. It's like blood on the water for a shark, for Bill Belichick and their defense. I know they haven't been the best this season, but it's a good bounce back spot. It's a good buy low spot. Buy low, quote unquote, even though the Saints are shitty. But I do believe the Patriots at home, with pressure on, they need to start winning. If you go 1-4 to start the season, it's going to be really hard for you to come back from that. 2-3, there's still possibilities. So I'm big on the Patriots this week. It's not my main play, but I do lean big on them just because if I were to make lines on this game right now, if I was a bookmaker, my line wouldn't be -1.5 for the Patriots at all. My line would be around closer to the 3. I think I'd be pushing it closer to 3 come kickoff, depending on where the money and all that. I'm not a bookmaker. I do just make my lines myself, but my line is a little bit higher than what it currently presents. Your question right now would be like, how do you make lines? How do you predict all these type of stuff? That's what I teach in my inner circle, right? I'm giving you guys picks. If you guys want to learn how to make plays, how to make this an investment, create your own systems, then DM me and I'll show you how. because right now I'm only giving you guys winners and a little explanation as to why. So game one, Patriots money line, Patriots -1.5. I'd buy it up to -2.5, -3. I'd probably take a money line, but it's not going to push up to that based on what I'm seeing right now. If the line hasn't pushed up to that right now, I doubt it does unless we see an injury or we see Jameis Winston coming in. With that said, let's go to game two that I really, really like. And this is a buy low spot. I said it a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact. Let's go on to game two. Game two, it's a buy low spot, man. Bengals against Arizona. What's going on here? Why are people backing Arizona? Just because Bengals have looked shitty? Don't disrespect Joey like that. I know I just said it. I've been calling it out. Did he get paid? Is he going to fold? Maybe. But I will still pay a half-ass Joe Burrow over the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals are playing kind of better. More better than we expected. But it's Joe Burrow, guys. -3, I'll take him, but I'll buy him money line. This is a game that Joe Burrow will bounce back. Bengals are going to do good. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be a competitive team come the end of the season. Don't let this start confuse you. Let's get the opinion on Mr. Salim. What do you think about this game, brother?
I'm with you, bro. I think it's time to bounce back. I hope he bounces back, right? Fantasy-wise, Burrow's had a rough start. I do see him coming back, against an Arizona team that I'm not sure why they're getting so much value here, on this game specifically. So looking for Jamar Chase and Burrow to bounce back fantasy-wise. And I agree, bro. 3 against the Cardinals. I think I'd take that.
Just to give you guys the other perspective on it, because a lot of people are going to look at this and say Arizona's a sharp play. It's a trappy line, whatever you want to call it. It's because Arizona has been playing above average. They beat Dallas. They've kept games rather competitive, at least more competitive than we expected them to keep it. And the Bengals are just straight up playing like dog shit. They put up 3 points last week against the Titans. Titans don't have great defense. They put up 3 points against the Cleveland Browns, which it's acceptable, I guess you could say, because the Cleveland Browns, their defense is looking stellar, and the Titans got shut down by them to 3 points too. But to get shut down by the Titans, 3 points, I thought that was bad. But at the same time, it's a new week, new energy, new team. They know the importance of this game as well. They got to start winning. And I see Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and their company winning this game. I'd take a money line just for the safety of it, just because the line does seem a little off. My play would be money line there without a doubt. I wouldn't touch the spread on this game at all. Now, I want to touch on the next game, my biggest play of the week. It's the New York Giants money line. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't you dare take that. Don't you dare take that. I'm not touching that game. That game's dog shit. I'm never touching the Giants. Daniel Jones sucks. I don't believe in Tua, and it's just a high spread. I'll be honest with you, Salim. This is leading up to a perfect upset. I know. What are you thinking? New York sucks. Dolphins, all this shit. Giants just had the worst game ever. They know they need to step up. Their coach is under fire right now. So is Daniel Jones. 11's a lot of points. I'm not touching this game, guys. I'm making that clear. Not touching this game, but I'm saying it's leading up to a perfect upset. I could see the Giants covering the spread. If they do upset, I'm going to hype it up. Now, let's go to game 3. I do like this play because there's buy low spots this week. I think Patriots is one of them. Bengals is one of them. And my other one is the Jaguars. Jaguars against Buffalo. Buffalo just comes a big week. They destroy the Dolphins. They're looking like one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL. And they're going to go to Europe to play Jacksonville. I think that game could be an upset, or at the very least, it stays within 5. Trevor Lawrence and company will play well. I know they've not exceeded the expectations that we had. And I was big on the Jaguars early on in the season, but they are a young team. They're a team that can pop off. They're a team that at any given day, in my opinion, can beat any given team. They just have to click. And they haven't been clicking too much. They do have some players coming back from injuries, some other players coming back from suspension, you name it, and new players. But at the end of the day, they're a great team. It's early in the season, guys. Week 5, week 1 through 4, but they don't mean shit. Like, teams pick it up big time. You guys saw it last year with the Bengals. They ended up on a 9-1 run. So did the Lions. Be wary of that. I like them as a buy low spot. I do like that money line just because it's in Europe. It's a different atmosphere for both of them. Josh Allen's great. So is Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to call it right here. It's an upset, but my pick for this play, and it's a play that I'm going to take, is the Jaguars +5. Jaguars +5, money line. There's value to it. Let me know what you guys end up taking, and when it cashes, send me your ticket. Salim, what do you think about this game?
I like the pick. I like the analysis. Jacksonville has an extra week in London. They were there since last weekend. They've gotten a little bit more acclimated. I think Buffalo coming off a huge win against arguably what people thought was the best team in the league, which was the Dolphins.
Nobody thought that. Only you thought that.
Us regular people. They're hyped up, man, going in there. But I also think their defense is a little shaken up. They have a lot of injuries, and like you said, Jacksonville started slow, but bro, the weapons they have on that offense So definitely, I see the +5. I love it. And then maybe a sprinkle of money line.
A sprinkle of money line I do like, man, and it's just going to be a good game. The acclamation is big. They're playing in a stadium that they played in last week. Bills are flying in. Big win. Momentum on their side, sure, but it's a new atmosphere. Let's talk about the game everybody wants to talk about. Let's talk about the big game of the week. What people are saying might be the Super Bowl contention, which is the 49ers against the Cowboys. All the money and everybody and their mothers are taking this game. If you ask somebody what they're taking this weekend, it's this game. And most people are probably going to run with the 49ers. 49ers are looking like the Super Bowl champs. That defense is stellar. And they're playing well, man. McCaffrey, I mean, if you have him on fantasy, congratulations, because that was disgusting last week. I played against him, so fuck me. But I like this game a lot. And this is a Vegas scripted game, and I'm calling it right here. This game will end within 3 points. Yeah, 49ers will win this game. I don't deny that. But Cowboys will cover the spread. And even if they're down 15 in the last quarter, they will cover the spread. My big play of the week and my biggest play of the NFL season so far is Cowboys +3.5. I know if you're listening to this right now, you're like, what the fuck, man? That's fucking crazy. They're going to 49ers. The Cowboys lost to Arizona. They're looking a little weak. And you're going to take them? Yeah, man, I'm playing the points. I'm playing +3.5. I hope they upset them, but I doubt it. Couple reasons, man. I think the defense is stellar. I think we've seen that all season. I think Parsons is going to tear shit up. And I think the Cowboys can keep up. It'll be a close game. I think Dak Prescott makes early mistakes. I think he fucks it up early on. 49ers take a decent lead. And towards the second half, they come back and they end up covering the spread, if not winning. It's a big game for Dallas, man. Dallas has had a lot of hype this season. They let us down with Arizona. I'm not a Cowboys fan, by the way, but just in general, they let the whole nation down because we expected so much from them. And this is a point where they're going to prove themselves. And I think by 3 points, they'll cover. And it's just a fact, guys. Like, if you want to guys get a tip for the day on how to make plays, if you ever see the whole crowd, the whole public, everybody and their mothers on one side, there's two things you do there. You either stay away or you fade that. And if you fade that, you better have the reasons behind it, because if you don't, then you're just gambling. My team knows why I'm going to fade the 49ers. I'll explain it perfectly in our weekly meetings. But I'm giving you guys this pick for free so you guys can start making money. So you guys could win more money than you currently are. So, Salah, what do you think, man? I mean, I see you being the type of dude that likes the 49ers here.
Man, so to be quite honest with you, the hate you have with Tua, that's the hate I have with Brock Purdy. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't like him, man. There you go. Your face says it all. So I don't believe in him. I don't think he could take these guys.
But you like Tua, but you don't like Purdy?
I mean, Tua, I have to like him, bro. I'm from Miami.
They're the same.
Purdy looking from the outside in, I don't know, man. I just don't know if he has it in him. I love McCaffrey. I think their defense is stellar. They have Debo, Ayuk. They look good, man. But I love me some Cowboys this year. I was huge on them. Pollard taking over that running game. He can catch. He can just go long. They have Brandon Cooks now receiving core with Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. Like, bro, they're looking good, man. So I thank God it's Sunday Night Football, because the last few games have been fucking atrocious. So I'm glad I have something to look forward to, Sunday night. I think it's going to be a great game. And like you said,
what makes that game
gotta be close.
That makes that game even more for me in the favor of Dallas, just it being a primetime game. But yeah, you nailed it, man. I know one of the big reasons why I'm taking Dallas is just I don't trust Brock Purdy either. I think he's a system quarterback, just like Tua is, right? If you throw slants, if you're doing RPOs a bunch, if you're throwing quick passes, yeah, you're good for that, right? But the moment that changes, if they switch something up on you, then you start struggling a bit. The 49ers, what they have is they just have a great play caller, man. And that's why they're so good. Their defense is up to par with probably the best defenses to ever exist. It's insane how good they are. But you nailed it, man. I think in 4 quarters, Dallas will start scoring and we'll cover this spread. It'll be a low-scoring game, too. 3 points will be covered. But, yeah, guys, Dallas Cowboys +3.5, +3.5, +3.5. I'll say that again. +3.5 is the play. If it pushes down to 3, get it at 3.5. That game will end by 3. I can feel it ending by freaking 3. By the 49ers winning with a freaking field goal. Some shit like that's going to happen. Or, like, last-minute cover. It's going to happen. Big play is that. Let me touch on 2 more games that I wanted to touch on before I let you guys go. One of them might be a big play. It might not. I'm still missing data. One of the games that I'm looking at is the Kansas City Chiefs against the Vikings. Look, guys, Kansas City Chiefs look like a team like the Rams. They're well connected with Vegas. They like to make sure that the other team is covering the spread or they're covering that spread to make sure Vegas is good. We saw that last week with the Jets, man. I don't care what you say. That was BS. 17-0. That game was going to be a blowout. Vegas called and said, listen, I need it by 9 points or whatever it was. And it ended up being by that. So that game, I like the Vikings plus 4.5. And I do like the Rams plus 4 against Philadelphia. Philadelphia, as you guys have seen it, man. I mean, they're winning their games, but they're tight games. They're not blowing these teams out. I think they'll do good this year, but they're not the Super Bowl contender that they were last year, in my opinion. That's the last two on my end. Salim, what are we taking for player?
For fantasy, bro, I think it's finally the time for everybody that owns a Jets player to get some bounce back. I think Breece Hall coming off a snap count. I think he's going to look good. Garrett Wilson and Zach Wilson, I mean, they're going up against the shittiest defense, like you said, in the Denver Broncos. So I think they're going to finally have a good game, get things clicking. Fantasy-wise, I think it's safe to start him this week. I know it's been a little shaky. Another thing, I mean, I'm excited to see Cup. Cup comes back. So I'm excited to see him and Kua, the rookie, how they share the targets, because that's going to be a big issue moving forward, fantasy-wise. And then Jonathan Taylor, man, another big question mark. I wonder if he suits up. He came out today. Today's Thursday. He came out to say that, you know, if he wasn't committed, he wouldn't be here. And he's practicing. So I'm excited to see if he's going to put on a Colts jersey or if he's going to get traded before he even steps on the field.
Man, the Colts are a team that have had so much potential over the last 3, 4, 5 years. Great defense. They run the ball well. They're just lacking a quarterback, man. Will Richardson be it? Let's see, man. He's done well so far. In my opinion, he's a top 2 quarterback right now, rookie-wise. Texans is number 1, in my opinion. Then you got him. But let's see, man. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, stud, had a shitty season last season. So he needs to bounce back, man, because it's been, 2 years in the league? Now this is his third. So he had one really great one, and then the second one was shit. So
super shaky.
Yeah, he needs to have a good season if he wants to get paid. I agree.
And that's the thing. Yep, he has to get paid.
And Cooper Kupp coming back, that's going to be big time, man, because the Rams, they haven't been doing as bad as we expected them to. They've been winning games. They've been keeping it competitive. Stafford's looking solid, not complacent. So, man, I'm excited for this week. NFL week 1 through 4, week 1 through 5. I always say it. It's very shaky. It's very unpredictable. Things start getting a lot more serious starting this week, week 6, week 7. And you guys will see it just based on the plays I take, the amount of money I wager on plays. You guys will notice when I'm feeling more comfortable with it. And this Dallas plays is a play that I feel really, really comfortable with just because of what I've seen these past couple of weeks. The argument here is Dallas hasn't really beat anybody, and they haven't really beat a quality opponent. I could agree with you on that. If you look at it in that way, they haven't proved shit, and I agree with you on that. The game that they're going to be motivated to play well. It's their best team in the league. It's the Super Bowl contender. It's the favorite to win it all, and they're going to show up and cover that 3.5 point spread. What do you think, bro?
I love it. I'm looking forward to that fucking game. Finally, I'm telling you, Sunday Night Football, man.
Guys, don't regret waking up Monday morning, seeing my sports page, seeing my Instagram, seeing my ticket, and not taking it because you had an emotional reaction to it and you took the 49ers. At the end of the day, you pay a financial analyst to help you grow your money. That's why you pay a realtor to help you find a house, because you don't do that. So it doesn't really make sense if you go and try to find a house if you're not a realtor, have no experience being a realtor. It's the same thing with sports, man. Just because you know the sport, because you've played the fucking sport, because you know Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott really well, doesn't mean you know this. I've been doing this for 7, 8 years now, and I'm learning things every single day to this day. And it baffles my mind when I explain certain things and people expect to understand it and to be making the same selections as I am in a couple months of learning what I've taught them. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do, and that's what I've done over the last 7 years, and that's why I'm winning and I continue winning. Not to brag, just to let you guys know how I work. Very transparent, very disciplined with everything that I do. Salim can attest. He's been a client of mine for the last year. Now he's part of the team as well. But before he became part of my team to help me run my business, I had to help him basically see the vision. And I gave him plays for 7 months, basically free, because I wanted him to believe in it just as much as I do, because his industry is very shady. It really is. There's a lot of scams, and there's more scams every single day. Trust the process. Look at my page. We can hop on a call. I'll explain everything. I'm legit. I can promise you guys that. And I can show you guys that with proof. Now, with that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you guys share it, that'd be highly appreciated, as that's the way we grow the show. If you guys won, if you guys found it funny, whatever the case may be, just share it. That's the only charge, the only cost, price, whatever the fuck you want to call it. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and just send me a message once you guys win some money, so I know, and it makes me happy. See you guys next week.